everyone, it's week 3 of my pantry challenge. This is my Costco grocery haul this week. I just got some bread, milk, berries, cheese, buns, and then I did have to get those hot dogs for a school function. So at Costco I spent $89.63. And here is my local grocery store haul. I just got a cucumber, some cherries, granola bars, pizza sauce, a can of salmon, some butter, some yogurt drinks, tomato, broccoli, corn, and some pan cornmeal. And this cost me $36.49. So far I have spent $184.98. So it's day 15 and I'm going to be making some pork schnitzel. This was a great way to use up all these random cracker crumbs and breadcrumbs that I had sitting in my pantry. So I just tenderized this pork here. I'm going to stick it in some egg and then I'm going to put it in the breadcrumbs, and then I'm just going to fry it up in a little bit of oil until it is brown on both sides. This is a potato dumpling mix I've had in my pantry since 2022, so it's time to be used up. You just add some water to the mix and then you form it into balls, and then you boil it in a pot of boiling water for about 20 minutes, and they came out excellent. So here's the final plate: some schnitzel, some potato dumplings, and then a little bit of fried cabbage. So it is day 16, and today I'm going to be making some Salisbury steak. This is actually ground turkey that I'm using. I also had this egg yolk sitting in my fridge. The brown bits are breadcrumbs. That's from some ends of bread that I just toasted and ground up. A little bit of French onion soup, as well as some salt and pepper. And then with clean hands, you're going to want to combine it all together. I find this method much easier than using a fork or a spoon. Once it's all together, you're going to want to make some patties with it. I made about 5 patties for 1 pound of the ground turkey. For the sauce, you just take the leftover French onion soup. You're going to add a little bit of cornstarch and then mix it all up to make a slurry. Then you're going to add in a little bit of water as well as some ketchup. Then you're going to want to add in a little bit of dry mustard, about a teaspoon. And then I also added in some of this umami. Finally, you're going to add in a little bit of Worcester sauce, and then you're going to want to mix it all together until it's combined. So here are the patties. They're just frying in a greased pan on the stovetop, and then you're going to want to add in a couple of sliced mushrooms. I think this was about 6 mushrooms that I had left over. And then you're going to want to throw in your sauce, and you're going to want to let that cook for about 20 minutes with a cover on the pan. And here's our final plate. We have the Salisbury steak, and I decided to serve it with some classic simple mashed potatoes as well as a canned cream corn. On to day 17, and we're having fish finger burgers. This was one of those nights where I only had a couple of minutes to get dinner together. It's very simple, just fish fingers cooked in the air fryer on a bun with some tartar sauce and cheese. I threw together a really fast salad on the side with whatever I just happened to have in my fridge, and that was dinner that night. I decided to make some brownies this week as a way to use up that Lindt Easter bunny that I've had sitting in my pantry since Easter. So the first thing you're going to want to do is melt together some unsweetened chocolate with some butter. In this bowl here, I'm just putting in a little bit of sugar, an egg, and then I'm going to just want to mix it all together. Now I'm just going to sift in my dry ingredients, make sure it's all nice and fluffy. As we combine our flour with the wet ingredients, we're going to want to add in our cooled butter and chocolate mixture, and then we're just going to want to mix it all together until it's fully combined. And here is our Easter bunny. First we're just going to unwrap him, and then sadly we are going to chop off his head. I'm just going to cover his eyes so that he can't see it. and then we'll chop up the rest of him into small pieces. We're going to add in those pieces into the batter, and we're going to mix it all together. I'm only making a small amount, so I decided to use a loaf pan instead of a typical 8x8 or 9x9 pan. So I'm just going to put all the batter in the bottom of a greased loaf pan, spread it all out so it's nice and smooth, and then bake it. Here are the brownies. As you can see, they came out really nice and cakey and fudgy. Because it was a small batch, everyone gets the corner edge. Day 18 and another super simple dinner. It's roast beef sandwiches. Just toast, roast beef, and some cheese. Day 19 and I'm making chicken legs. So I'm just going to take these chicken legs, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of oil, just enough so that it can coat the chicken legs, and then I'm going to add in my seasoning. This is just a barbecue rub that I bought on vacation last year. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of paprika. Then I'm going to shake it all around until the chicken legs are all nicely coated. Since it's summer, I decided to barbecue these chicken legs. So I just got my barbecue heated up, and then I put the chicken legs on there for at least 30 minutes. It does take a while for them to cook. And here's the finished product. We have the chicken legs as well as some corn on the cob. So it's the last cooking day of the week, day 20, and I will be making some tamales. I will put a link in the description box to the recipe that I use. Before I had made these, I had never even tasted a tamale, never seen a tamale. I've always just wanted to try them. We don't really have any Mexican restaurants where I'm from, so this was really my only opportunity. It's a super simple recipe, and it comes together relatively quick. So I just have my pan cornmeal with some butter and some water, and I'm just mixing it around until it's almost cookie dough like. And because I don't have access to dried corn husks, I always just save corn husks when I buy corn on the cob, wash them and use them, and they honestly turn out perfect. I don't have any problem with them. Maybe if I tried a real tamale, I would notice a difference, but I think it's an excellent way to use up every part of the food that you're buying. So I'm just going to spread out my cornmeal mix. This was definitely a bit of a learning experience. I did have to do a couple before I kind of figured out how to do it and how much to use. This is just some refried beans that I made by cooking some navy beans in my Instant Pot for a while, a little bit of frozen corn, and yes, that is a cheese string. I bought those for my kids. They didn't like them. It was a package of like 40 of them, so this was a really quick and easy way to use them up. I know it's not authentic in any way, but it tasted good in the end, and that's really all that matters. And then I just steamed these in a steamer pot for about 2 hours. And here is our final plate. We have the tamales with a little bit of sour cream, as well as some Mexican rice on the side. So everyone, thanks again for watching week 3.